Hello everybody and welcome back to Arctico. As always, I am Dor, and today we're actually going to go ahead and look for the wind turbine blueprint, because if we go ahead and hover over it, we have 0 out of 1 things missing, and I didn't realize that the little icon there is the same icon as the blueprint. So over in the blueprint section, we have the wind turbine available. We just need to go ahead and find that somewhere. So what we're going to go ahead and do is take our dogs and we're going to go to a little hilltop here. We have stuff over there next to that tunnel that we didn't go to last episode. So what we're going to go ahead and do is take our dogs. The power is generating right now, so that's going to take a little while now that it just rolled over to morning. We have 120 energy on us, so we can go ahead and open a couple of those boxes. We might go ahead and swing back into the tunnel area there and just mess with the particle accelerator and stuff really quickly here before we go into the search for the turbine here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the blueprint box to go ahead and get whatever this is going to give us. So dark matter detector, so that's cool. And now we have to decide, do we want to go ahead and use whatever this is, which I think is the dark matter thingy, or do we want to go ahead and turn this thing on because we only have enough to do one of them. So I think this turns the particle assembler on and that one turns the dark matter thing on. But if I can kind of think this through a little bit, I think we might need both of those on to get whatever this might produce. So what we might actually do is hold off until we get 100 energy to go ahead and turn those things on together and keep this other remaining energy that we do have and go open another blueprint box when we find it. So we're going to go ahead and head out of here and go to the little thing that was in the opposite direction, kind of on the coastline to the tunnel that leads to this place. All right, so right over the hill here, we do have stuff. We have a big seal there. I don't know if that's something that can aggro on us, but we do have a buoy right there in the water. So let's go ahead and interact with that if we can. Is this guy going to go aggro on us? It's just a big walrus hanging out there. Can we do anything with the penguins? We can feed the penguins fish. And does that do anything for us? It doesn't seem like it's doing anything except him just eating the fish there. Can we give the walrus a thing of fish? No, we can't. Okay. But he is walking around now. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get our kayak over to the little buoy over here and see what this thing is. So hopefully the little turbine on top there means that this is going to be the wind turbine for us. So we can interact with this. We got 2 gigabytes worth of data, I believe is what that was. And I didn't quite read the secondary thing there. But if we open up our guide thing here, we have 2 gigabytes of data and we got something else. Oh, we got energy because now we have 277 of that and we only had 77 of it, I believe, when we came out of the elevator there. So on the way over here, there was something, I think, in that direction there. I'm going to go that way with our dogs here in a second. Can we make this jump instead of having to get in our kayak again? We can, and I think we have to get in the kayak anyways because this is not going to be, yep, that's not close enough. So it looks like a building over in that direction is what I saw. So actually, before we go over there, since we have the energy to go ahead and turn on the particle accelerator now, let's go ahead and do that before we head over there because it's a little ways away and it's going to take us a second to get back over here. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on the dark matter thing here. Ooh, actually it's doing a whole thing here, and I hope this isn't a mini game because I'm not doing anything. And oh, you know what? There we go. So we zoom in and out with this thing there, and we zoom the other way with it going that way. Okay. And what are we trying to do here? Is this just like a zoom in and out thing? Is that what's happening here? Can we keep it stable on that? It looks like we might be able to. We are getting 0.8 of a gigabyte of data from that this time. 1.2 gigabytes of data from it now. And is this just a way of us farming the data right now? Is that what this is going to be? Or is this going to have some sort of an end game to it or an end stage to it? I can't scroll around with the mouse, can't use the WASD key, so it's just this thing here, and it appears that the thing just keeps stacking. So let me go over to this one because it has 2 little purple cubes on it, and I do see green little arrows here and there. I'm not sure what those mean, if they mean anything at all. So let's keep that one in range and see if that does anything. We're up to 3.2 gigabytes and it stopped us at 3.6 gigabytes. So it gave us that, and then it tells us the max data bits are retrieved. So that's all that was. We got a bunch of the bits out of that, so that's nice. When we get the laboratory up and running, we can go ahead and start off with a decent amount of points. And I think this is probably going to be the same thing here. And it is indeed, except the stuff is all wibbly wobbly all over the screen here. So let's go ahead and zoom in until we see the little particles bouncing around. Let's go ahead and keep clicking on this thing until it tells us that we can't take anymore. So I think this is all this screen is. So we're just going to go ahead and click through this until we can't get any more out of this as well. It's probably going to stop us at 3.6 as well. well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that really quick. There's not really much else going on the screen here. We can't scroll around with it. So that one actually stopped us at 4.5 worth of data. So that's decent enough. And we currently have 11 gigs of data. So that's good, or gigabits of data. So that's a decent amount. So we're going to go ahead and head off to that building off in the distance there. And hopefully we can find a hill that is high enough, probably one of those guys over there, that we can go ahead and scan the area with our binoculars and see if we can find the wind turbine anywhere. So that way we can go ahead and have something else making power for us constantly instead of having the solar panels that only produce during the day. Okay, so this isn't actually a building. It's just like some hot rocks here and some data samples. So we can actually mine a little bit of this. I don't know if this is going to give us more or less of the rocks that we break down. So this is actually energy it's giving us. It's not giving us rocks. So we can actually mine power. I didn't realize that was a thing. That's pretty sweet. So this is kind of paying for itself. Before we pick that up, right, we have currently 202 power, and with that picked up, we have 222 power, so each one of those little rocks is 20 points of power, and it's only 5 points to mine, so those kind of pay for themselves there. That's pretty nice. We have a couple of these things here, and we don't have the building thing down to go ahead and process these, but we have that, and then it's going to this counter here, and then we need this guy here to go ahead and process those things through. But we can go ahead and harvest this thing up. We're going to harvest the rest of the power on the other rock there as well before we leave. There is a base in that direction there. It's like right across from the glacier there. So we're going to head that direction here in a second. Oh, you know what? Actually, on the way to that little base thing, because it's right there, I didn't realize that we can actually go into this glacier. There's a big hole on the side of it. So let's actually give that a look. And it looks like there's a plane on the inside here. That's pretty cool. Hopefully this gives us another part to our glider thing that we can unlock. And let's see, we have more material we can go ahead and harvest. I'm not too worried about that right now. We have a crate we can interact with. That's probably going to give us a bunch of these stone stuff, and it gave us another kilo of that. We have another one here that's going to give us another kilo. Cool. Is there anything we can do with this plane? Can we interact with you in any way? We're going to get some kind of buildable item from you if we climb on you like we've been getting with the other stuff that we climb on? No, we have a parachute though, apparently. The mining drill over here might be something we can interact with. Yeah, we just unlocked a new miscellaneous object, so I think it's this thing. If we can go ahead and automate mining, that'd be cool. We have this stuff. I just want to double check and make sure this is actually the rocks and stuff and not some different type of item it's going to give us. Nope, it's just the random little material thing that processes out into the circuits. And we also have a bag right here that we can interact with, so that gave us a bunch of seeds. And is this the thing we can interact with as well? Looks like another bag. I guess I can't crouch. I could have sworn I can crouch, but I can't interact with that. So I think that's all we have in here. And it looks like this base has a plane in it, and it also doesn't look like it's fully built. So there might not be a whole lot of things for us to do here, but off on the hillside there, it looks like maybe there is either a satellite or a helicopter up there. I just see blades, so maybe that's where our turbine's at. Let's go ahead and loot this area though really quick and just see what's here. So we have a plane engine there. We have a blueprint over here. Let's go ahead and open up that. We have a glider blueprint. We got some more of the material. Can I interact with this in any way? No, I cannot. Okay. So we have another reading thing here. I do not want to give up on my dreams. I do not want to quit just yet, but at this point, I no longer know if my body and mind can take more of the road. It's been years of hoping and working, of heartbreak after heartbreak. I feel so weak, and the road now seems eternal. Okay, so I don't know if this is our mentor, Dr. Garcia, or if there was somebody else here that is writing these things. They're not exactly named pieces of paper here. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything on the plane before we leave. We have a thing of power here. Oh, wait, that said launch. I thought it said, oops. Okay, well, now we're in a glider. Let's go over there to the mountain at least. And we are not going forward. Uh-oh. How do we go forward? I didn't want to launch. I didn't realize that said launch. So I guess we're just kind of coasting slowly back to the floor here. I didn't mean to do that, and I would like to leave, but I can't get out of it. I don't want to hit the dogs. Okay, cool. So left shift to take off for another 50 energy, which I don't want to do again. And I think it just kind of bugged out here now that there's two of them on the ground here. So at least we know in the future here, if we want a glider, we can go ahead and head back to this area here, right next to the glacier pretty much. This is the big blue glacier there. So we're going to go to the thing on the hillside. It looks like a helicopter, and I hope it's a helicopter or the wind turbine or something that we can actually use. I'm trying to find this blueprint. All right, so it's not a helicopter, it's an observatory. So let's go ahead and get what we can from here. We have a telescope blueprint from that. We have more dialogue to read. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and continue looting the rest of this. And let's see, we have another blueprint in the corner here. Let's see what that's going to give us. We don't have enough energy because we wasted the 50 on the glider thing there. This is also another 50. No, it's just the telescope. We can use it. It's going to give us a bunch more data. So let me go ahead and collect the data at least. If we scroll through with this thing, we can zoom in and out on the planets. So that's cool. Can I go back to the little planet that had a ring on it and zoom in on that? Let's try and go to about there and stop and then zoom in. No, we can't go down with it. So okay, let me just go ahead and collect the data from this thing then, because that's pretty much all we're going to see is a bunch of little dots circling the area here. All right, so we got another 3 gigs worth of data from that. I'm going to go ahead and head down there because those are little power patches, so we can go ahead and actually open up the little blueprint thing, and then we'll go ahead and read the remaining of those 2 little dialogue things there. All right, so let's go ahead and open up this guy here. That's going to give us another thing for our glider. So let's go ahead and read these 2 dialogue things now. So this isn't actually something story related. This is just telling us about the telescope here. So we're not going to read that one. Let's go ahead and close that. And let's see what this one's about. My blueprints are my legacy. They are the sum of years of hard work, of loving work. I hope that once I'm gone, someone will know I existed through my work. I hope they get to see a little fragment of me. So that is probably Dr. Garcia right there. So let's go ahead and head back to the house. I think for right now is probably what we're going to have to do here. Off in the distance, we have a little shack in the ice over there. So that doesn't look like it's too important. On the side over there, that looks like maybe a giant fish bone. That's definitely a giant fish bone right there. We have something off in that direction. It looks like oil pump jacks. So maybe that's what's over there. We have another little ice thing. We have some really good puppers over there. Off in the distance to the left, we have the skeleton of what looks to be maybe a ship, and I'm not really seeing anything else off in the distance here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and head back to the house really quick. Actually, there's something off in that direction past the little shack, but yeah, we're gonna head back to the house really quick. We're gonna go ahead and build a couple of the little building extensions to go ahead and help us with the processing of power. We didn't quite find the blueprint for the wind turbine, but at least we got a couple more blueprints for the things that we kind of do need right now. Okay, so on the way back to our base, there was a hot balloon crash on top of this mountain. I didn't see it from down low. I just wanted to go ahead and climb the mountain to go ahead and scan the horizon with our telescope, but we just got something out of this thing for our fabrication table thing that we built last episode, and it looks like we have some butterflies in that thing and a typewriter, but we can't interact with either of those. We have some raw minerals up top here to go ahead and mine, and let's go ahead and head this direction really quick, just so we can kind of scan the area here. And I think that's the glacier that we came out of last episode with the elevator, but I don't remember if there was water surrounding it, because if that is the same one, then the map isn't all that big like I thought it was. But if it's a different one, then I don't know where the other one would be. But oh, you know what? I guess we can kind of see that right now, right? We can just open up our map, and I think it is indeed the same one, because that was where the elevator was, somewhere right there or right there. So can I see those waypoints on the screen? No, but I think that is indeed that same little glacier with the elevator in it. So we kind of know where that's at already. And so we're going to go this way and climb that little peak there and see if there's anything off in the distance there. Okay, never mind. We can't actually climb up here, and I'm kind of getting stuck. So I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and get our dogs and go back to base really quick. All right, so now that we're back at the base here, we can go ahead and open up this and see what we just got. So I think this is new, butterfly display. So I think that's what we just got from the hot air balloon. And I believe we also got the old typewriter as well, because that wasn't in here for sure last episode. So we also got this auto drill for $1,000. And what else do we have? I think that was it. Those are the only 3 items that are new. What I want to go ahead and build though is this thing. This is the energy collector for 3,000. It's going to collect nearby energy from solar panels and turbines. That's going to come in handy because it's just going to swap that thing out. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't realize that's what was going to happen. Oh, we can actually pick it up though. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and put it over here if we can. Can I squeeze it in between these guys? I can't squeeze it in between those guys. Let's go ahead and put it right here then, I guess. And I don't know the radius of this thing, but hopefully it collects from all of these guys so I don't have to go through and individually click on them. And now it should be running because it's blinking and it's at least grabbing. And it's grabbing the first row and those first 3. It just grabbed that guy there. And is it grabbing any more? It seems to be grabbing all of them. So they all had electrical things on top of them and they're all disabled now. So we should be good. I don't know if that's going directly into our hand now or if we have to interact with this again. No energy to collect. So I'm not too sure. I didn't quite pay attention on that, how much we had starting that. But we can go ahead and sell some data because we have a bunch of data right now. We can sell 2 gigs of data for $1,000 a piece. And we currently have 14.3 worth of data to go ahead and sell. So we can go ahead and sell a little bit of that. It's only costing us 5 energy per transaction there, and we had plenty of power to go ahead and do that, so I'm not too worried about it. We need to go ahead and build another one of those things because I didn't realize that's what we need. It consumes this thing. I thought it was a workbench like the thing over there, but we're also going to go ahead and build one of these drill things just to go ahead and see if we can automate the little manufacturing thing over here, or the mining process over here. So on the ground there, we do have a radius that is very faint to see because it's white on white right now, so we can't really see it all that well. And if I was able to zoom out with my mouse here, I can kind of see if everything's in range. So if we go here, we have 3 of them in range and those 2 are out of range. So for right now, we'll go ahead and put it here. They have 3 of the little nodes in range of this thing. And how do I go ahead and power you? I guess you're just going to run. I guess it's just going to run. Okay, so is that going to go into my hands? We currently have 4.5. It is indeed going right into our hands, but it's only giving us 0.1 of a kilo every time it does it, and I think we get 1 whole kilo when we mine it ourselves. So it's not great, but at least it kind of lets us put these down and not have to worry about it, right? We can probably put a bunch of these down on a bunch of ore nodes and then it'll just farm stuff for us. I don't think we have to power this thing. I could be wrong. I think we might have just burned some power building it. I'm not too sure, but we're just going to go ahead and leave that one there. Same thing over here with our power. All of these have 8 in them right now. So if we go ahead and enable this thing, we should see our power thing jumping, which we are indeed. So that's good news for us. We don't have to interact with this thing all that much. We just need to go ahead and trigger it to turn on and process through. So since we're here, we can go ahead and build a lab. That's going to go ahead and allow us to use the little research things that we were finding. Can I squeeze it in there? I can't. Can I squeeze it over here by the buy station? I can indeed. So let's go ahead and put it there, and then we can go ahead and open up the window. And no, we can't. Never mind. Is it just pulling from our inventory? Yes, I think it is, because we had 6 and now we have 5. And we can look at the stuff in the little screen here. That's cool. So it's just going to process through. I don't know what that's going to do. We have $8,000 right now. I'm not sure where that's going to go. Oh, okay. It turns it into data. So now we have data, and we have, what do we have? 1.3 worth of data. So we just had 0.3, I believe. So it gave us 1 full gig of data. So that's good to know. Okay. So what else can we build really quickly here? I'm going to go ahead and actually build our dogs a little storage shack so that they don't just hang out in the snow right here, and hopefully it helps them with their little health meter thing and not drain so much during the night. Something else that I realized, since this game is early access right now, if you close this screen while you are processing the material through, you lose the material and you don't gain any material. So if you close this on accident, you lose whatever you just try to process through. So we have just enough of the circuit boards to make this thing. So let's go ahead and get one of these going. Do I need to put this on a foundation? It shows that it's blue, so I think we should be okay. And for right now, we'll go ahead and put it over here. Yeah, for right now, we'll put it over here, kind of next to our house, so that we can go ahead and run into it with the dogs. And is that fine? Do we need to do anything else here? We can change the color of it. We can call the dogs here for 50 energy. That was a waste of energy there. That was not smart on my end. Can we do anything with that side of the monitors on this thing here? No. So all the dogs are just chilling out here. We can go ahead and feed them again, but we have to sleep through the night, so it's just going to be a waste of food, kinda. Okay, well, with that thing built, our little power collector thing set in motion, our little drill thing that will be running every now and again, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode at. So next episode, we're going to go ahead and continue our little hunt for some more of the blueprints here. Hopefully we can go ahead and find this wind turbine one eventually, but for the most part, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.